We'll move on to item number C, consideration action on mobile stage bids. Chair will entertain a motion on this agenda item.
Madam Chair.
Chair recognizes Councilman Witz.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that the city approve, or that the council approve, the purchase of the Mobile Performance Center, model number MSN 2800, manufactured by Century Industries, for a price of $103,263, which is one of the recommendations from staff. However, we've removed the signage package in hopes that the signage package can be done locally.
There's a motion by Councilman Witz. Is there a second to his motion?
Second.
Second by Councilman Howard. Give me a minute because I'm supposed to rephrase the. There is a motion by before the board to approve affirmative action to purchase the mobile stage, not MSM 2800, manufactured by Century Industries, for a price. Is it going to be not to exceed $103,263,000? Let me start over. $103,263. Okay. Any discussion on that motion?
I think this is going to be a great addition to the city. It gives us a lot of opportunity to have events at more than one facility. We can have it at Briscoe Park. We can have it at the Green. Ultimately, it will save the city money, and I think it's an excellent thing for us to do.
Any further discussion? Councilman Witt.
There's an awful lot of research that went into this. We spoke with the people at Parks and Recs and the amount of money they spend each year for stages, stat for their events, how much it costs them just to set up a stage. Basically, what we think this is going to do is going to help us not only to reduce the cost to those organizations, but allow those organizations, easy for me to say, specifically stat to put on more events on the Green per year, because they won't have that incur that cost. That's a big hurdle to jump when you have to pay $1,500 or $2,000 for a stage. It's a big hurdle to jump in order to put on an event. Sometimes you're paying more for that than you are the talent. So basically what this is going to do is going to give the city more options. We're also in a position where we can rent this out to other nonprofits and perhaps recoup some of our costs there. But basically, with the math I did, over 5 years, this thing pays itself off, and then after that, it's just a bonus for the city.
Councilman Howard.
What Councilman Witt said.
Any further discussion? Mayor Pro.
I'd like to ask a question to a city manager. The money that's set aside for this, if we pay the $103,000, would that hinder any other projects that we probably have with regard to parks?
No, sir. We have allocated within the 2009 SPLOST $108,000 for town green improvements, and that's where this money would come from in lieu of those improvements.
So out of the $108,000, we pay for, if this motion passes, out of the $108,000, we'll take that money and pay for the showmobile.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
That leaves the remainder of the sum of the money, which is very minimal at that point. Would that be, in other words, what I'm saying is there would not be enough money left for major parks improvements?
Well, within the 2009 SPLOST allocation, we had money set aside for Town Green Park. And actually in the initial allocation, I don't have that number off the top of my head, but it was more than the $108,000. As you know, we've been very conservative in budgeting the SPLOST money. And so the $108,000 is really about 80% of the initial allocation that was for the Town Green Park improvements. So this money would come out of that. So it's not being taken away from any other parks projects. Any residual money that's not spent for this that was allocated toward Town Green Park can be used for any park and recreation improvement.
Although that the showmobile may be something that can add value to the city, except that I feel taking the $100,000, $103,000, $105,000 and buying a piece of property, provide a park for the city, spend the money on a park that would add value to the city for the long term. For the short term, the showmobile or any vehicle of any sort, the minute you drive it out of the driveway of the dealership, it's going to lose value. It's going to bring liabilities. And I will not be able to support this expense for a showmobile this evening.
I also will not be supporting this agenda item tonight. When I was campaigning, one of the things I campaigned against was the purchase of the showmobile. Overwhelmingly, people said that they do want the events that occur, that STAT sponsors, but they think that a more appropriate place
Point of
would...
order, Mayor. Charter states that you're supposed to be impartial when there's motions on the floor, that you get to vote for the motions, but that your impartiality, your comments could be construed to being less than impartial on this object, on this item. So I'd ask that you refrain from your opinion. You're the chair. You do have a right to step down from the chair, let someone else assume the chair who hasn't spoken to the subject, and then state whatever you'd like. But as long as you're in the chair, according to our city code and Robert's Rules of Order, you are to remain impartial on the item.
Councilman Witz, I'll rule you out of order. The city charter adopts Robert's Rules of Order unless there is something in the charter otherwise. Our charter, unlike Robert's Rules of Order, allow the chair to have a vote on all subjects, just like any other council member, and allow to partake in debate. A chair is to remain impartial when ruling on points of order and parliamentary procedure. However, the chair is entitled, just as if they are any other council member, to partake in debate.
I would appeal the decision from the chair.
I'll withdraw my comments and I'll stay my ground in my vote. Time the chair will open it to public comment. Public wish to speak for or against this agenda item? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor of the motion as stated signify by raising your right hand. That's 4 in favor. All those opposed signify by raising your right hand. 2 opposed. The motion carries. Move on to item